You can add a special election for a state representative facing charges to the list of important decisions voters face this November. Hello and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Jurnee Taylor.
And I am Hoyt. The November 3rd midterms will now include filling the Northwest Arkansas seat vacated by Austin McCollum. He resigned earlier this month and was not running for re-election. It all followed his arrest for allegedly assaulting his wife. So now the winner of this special election will only serve for 2 months. And the Republican Benton County Quorum Court member Brian Armas is running unopposed for the next 2-year term.
But despite his resignation from the House, McCollum remains on the ballot for Benton County judge. Until and unless he is convicted, he can't be forced out of that race.
Now, these are all signs that the time is getting tight ahead of those midterms. And at the top of the ticket, the governor's attempt to win a second term.
She faces a Democrat and Libertarian challenger. And tonight, we're giving you a glimpse at where each stands on some key issues. Let's start with Sanders. Sanders is widely considered the favorite to continue as the state's youngest and first female governor. She will face off against Democratic State Senator Fred Love of Little Rock and Libertarian Colt Shelby from Franklin County.
Now, when it comes to Medicaid expansion, all three want to see it continue in some form. This is despite word from Washington that Arkansas's Our Home program will not be renewed as is. Governor Sanders says the state is working with the federal government on a new program. Love says kicking people off Medicaid would be the quickest way to close more maternity wards in rural hospitals. And then Shelby says he supports finding a replacement despite running as a libertarian.
Data centers. Yeah, well, let's talk about where all three of these candidates differ. In the past, the governor has supported some of the projects here in Arkansas. Fred Love says he supports moratoriums until we learn more about them. And Colt Shelby says he wants whatever the community wants.
Well, as you prepare to head out on this Friday, many may have their eyes on some fun or food over in far west Little Rock. That's because the Promenade at Chenal is booming right now. TH311's Carter Thweet joins us live with the managers there to hear where they're handing out the credit for it all. Carter?
Rolly, I've seen signs of the growth here all day. There's lots of people, and as you can see, all the parking spaces near the stores are totally full, and it's an exciting time for the Promenade. The recent opening of the Lego store is what made the headlines, but the restaurant scene also continues to grow with the addition of local favorite Local Lime. The Promenade's general manager tells me that its location and the area's new owners, as of late 2024, have helped make it happen.
Everybody loves Chenal Valley. It's a beautiful place to be, and I can't say enough about the power of Tanger and everything that they've done to bring those national favorites and to make sure that the locals all get their love here too at the Promenade.
I also talked with Lance Hines. He's the city board member over this area, and he says that the Promenade's success benefits the entire city, makes it more of a destination. So I'm going to have more from him tonight at 10. For now, though, in Little Rock, I'm Carter Thweet with THV11 News.
All right, Carter, thank you. We've got a new update tonight. Jacksonville Elementary says they won't reopen on Monday. The district acknowledging humidity problems at the school are causing mold to break out in some spots. District officials say crews found that 3 outdoor air units aren't working right. It's letting humid air move throughout that building.
THV11 obtained these photos through a Freedom of Information Act request. Crews are working to fix the issue, and to do so, school officials say they will remain closed through at least Tuesday.
Well, we did not break our triple-digit streak today. Little Rock got up to 101, which now makes day 10 of consecutive triple-digit days. Fortunately, we didn't have to do it alone. Conway and Hot Springs also got up to 100. Clinton got up to 102, and then a lot of our surrounding neighbors stayed in more of those upper 90s. 98 was the high for Russellville and Searcy. Pine Bluff only got up to 97. Arkadelphia peaked at 99. Even though we made it over 100 degrees, this is a sign that things are turning around. We've spent the past 2 days over 105, breaking daily records. We didn't break any records today, but This streak does put us now tied for third place with some of our longest triple-digit streaks on record. I do think we'll have a chance to potentially break the streak tomorrow. We've got another deep temperature gradient across the state because we actually have another cool front that will move through. I'll give you full details on what the weekend entails and if we don't break this streak tomorrow, when we finally may see the end to our triple-digit heat.
All right, Simone, thank you. Well, as we all feel the record-breaking heat this week, some in Central Arkansas are being told to conserve. But in Hot Springs, a new state-of-the-art water plant means the city is actually in a position to keep the water flowing for decades to come. THV 11's Tanya Rodoziski takes us inside the project and why officials say it's keeping people cool this summer.
We've told you and shown you how the drought is impacting much of Central Arkansas. With lake levels down, extreme heat still cooking us, and not a drop of rain. Places like Conway asking residents to cut back on water use.
You water 1 day a week instead of 3 days a week.
In Hot Springs, the water is still flowing.
As we see many cities across the state going into conservation and critical conservation measures, we're still able to continue.
City Manager Bill Burrow says in April, the new water plant went live, clearing up worries about running out of water.
We're about halfway through our capacity on an average day right now, so I'm not sure it could get bad enough for us just because we have so much water supply that we're able to produce.
He says that's because the new $150 million plant is a state-of-the-art facility.
We did something in this water supply project that's never been done in North America. We bored a 60-inch hole, basically a pipe, through Blakely Mountain about a half mile and came out into the depth of Lake Ouachita that gravity feeds water 17 miles to this plant. Saves a lifetime of pumping costs.
Burrow says the facility has the capability of producing 40 million gallons a day, but is almost at about 20 million. He adds this is a 10-year project in the making, and when the old facility exceeded 80% capacity more than 50 times, they knew it was time to fix it. This facility puts Hot Springs in a position to weather not just this drought, but the next 50 years.
We are not only investing in what we need today, but also for the future. I think this is going to be a great economic driver in the years to come.
In Hot Springs, Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
Well, Burrow also added that there is also more space available to build another plant with the ground fixtures all ready to go if needed in another 50 years or so.
Let's move over to a couple of health updates now. We continue to monitor the cyclospora and salmonella outbreaks out there.
Yeah, let's start with salmonella, as tonight the FDA is escalating the nationwide egg recall to its highest risk classification. The new Class 1 designation means there's a reasonable possibility that exposure could cause serious health consequences.
Yeah, look at these brands here. At least 98 people in 17 states, including Arkansas, have gotten sick, with 26 of them sent to the hospital. So if your eggs are among these brands and they have a best buy date between July 20th and August 17th, don't eat them. It's the safest thing.
Jalapenos have also been linked to the disease, and this outbreak has now spread to 32 states, with more than 400 people having reported illnesses. Dozens of products have been recalled as a result, and health experts urge you to also not eat them.
They also say the number of people with salmonella is probably higher. It can take up to 4 weeks to determine whether someone's illness came because of specific recalled products. Now, when it comes to cyclospora, the Arkansas Department of Health now saying there are 280 cases across our state, most of them still concentrated in northwest Arkansas, Benton County accounting for 161 of them.
Today's total is slightly higher than a week ago, and earlier today on CBS Mornings, one doctor spoke as to why that might be.
You've had cuts at the FDA, you've had cuts at the CDC, you've had cuts at state and local health departments. All of that adds up. And then there was also this food traceability rule that was supposed to go into effect right around the time that it was supposed to go into effect. The parent company of Taylor Farms gave the Trump PAC $1 million. We don't know if those are connected, to be clear, but that led to a delay in implementation of the food traceability rule until 2028.
Well, coming up here at 6, a nonprofit offering equine therapy for military veterans. And we'll hear from one who says it's completely changed her life.
And overnight, cloud cover is increasing tomorrow, looking to be fairly cloudy with some opportunities for a few thunderstorms in the afternoon. All those details are coming up in your 7-day outlook.